We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome, everybody. This is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show. And very shortly, I'm coming out with a Detoxing into the Spiritual Part 3. Stay tuned, probably next week. Now, the reason why I'm here by myself is it's hard to please everybody because when we don't use this microphone, our system kind of doesn't capture the voice correctly, and then it trails the voice compared to the video. And then when the girls are here, it's just hard to do it all. However, soon we're getting a new microphone that is going to be perfect, where everyone can play. And don't worry, today we have clips of beautiful Oria very shortly. Now, today we're going to talk about nourishment. I promised a viewer of ours that I would do this, and here we go. Now, when somebody heals from disease, they do not heal by getting nourishment. They heal by eliminating processed foods, eliminating junk from their diet, while at the same time, hopefully, keeping up with the withdrawals, the detoxification, hopefully through cleansing the colon. So that's the key to healing, and nourishment actually has nothing to do with it. So the key to healing is eliminating foods from your diet and getting the junk out. That's the key. It's actually more important what you don't eat than what you actually eat in order to heal. So let me repeat that. It's more important what you don't eat than what you actually eat. So it's not raw foods that heals people. It's the fact that we're eliminating the stuff that causes disease, which is processed foods. So just to get that straight, nourishment has nothing to do with healing. It will help the process, but you can do it without nourishment, pretty much. So the issue is people heal from disease and they get better and they're doing a raw food diet, but in the long run, they run into problems, maybe some nutrition deficiencies or something like that. This can be for many reasons, but we have to also be concerned about nourishment in this game. It's not just about healing. So when we eat cooked food, when you cook food, it breaks the cell wall down, unlocks the nutrition, and it's readily available to you. So, for example, it is actually proven that someone who eats a carrot and a steamed carrot, they're actually getting more nourishment by the steamed carrot. And the reason is because most people don't chew their food like they're supposed to, and they don't unlock the nutrients when they're eating a raw carrot. So this is kind of where the issue is, where raw foodists can run into problems with nutritional deficiencies. Another reason, which I don't want to get into, is people don't cleanse their colon. So you're inundated with waste, your body's not absorbing. That's just a whole other situation. I'm talking to the people who are healing from disease, cleansing the colon, and are trying to find out how to get nourishment. Now, the solid food we eat, it gives us some sort of nourishment, but not enough, especially if it's raw food. I know that sounds crazy. Because the nutrition isn't being unlocked. But what the food does is it's pretty much just a replacement for junk. So it enables your body to go through detox and withdrawals. So the way that I get nourishment, the way Angela gets nourishment, is through absorbable micronutrient foods, which means it's readily absorbable without any issues whatsoever with digestion. Like, you don't need to unlock the nutrients. For example, the best way for a raw foodist to get nutrients is through green vegetable juices, or just vegetable juices. What this does is it unlocks the nutrients. Dr. Norman Walker proved this. And it is just liquid nourishment. It's nutrition, vitamins and minerals in its most absorbable form to the body. It's just readily absorbable. cooked foodists should be even drinking the stuff. This is how I avoid nutritional deficiencies. This is how many raw foodists do. And this is how we get our nourishment. So it doesn't really matter what our diet regimen is. It's good to eat in like succinct meals, in my opinion, without like stuffing your mouth all day long, because that's just going to cause issues. It might not cause issues at first, depends how bad your diet is. It's just a whole entire another video. So what we need to do is get absorbable nutrients. And I know people are into green smoothies, and I'm just going to tell you right now. Green smoothies give you about 1/1000th of the amount of nourishment that a vegetable juice gives you. Yes. I know this sounds confusing because there's a lot of people preaching green smoothies out there. The reason why people do so well when they drink green smoothies is not because they're getting nourished. When they drink, most people that are drinking green smoothies, people are like doing this thing where they say, have one green smoothie a day and you'll feel better. It's not because you're getting nourishment from that. It's probably because they're replacing one of their processed food meals with a green smoothie. So they're feeling better not because they're getting the fruit and greens, but because they're improving their diet. And if you were going to do green smoothies all your life on a raw food diet without doing any vegetable juice or getting other absorbable nutrients through some sort of other foods I'm going to tell you about in a second, then I think there's a much better chance you're going to run into issues in the long run. I don't want to get into a debate about green smoothies versus green vegetable juice. It is just blatantly obvious to me when you take a vegetable juice, when you see all those colors swirling around, such as like orange and red and green, and it's all mixed up into this liquid, what those colors represent are different nutrients in their most absorbable liquid form, and it just goes right into the body without having to be processed whatsoever. It's digested in 10 or 20 minutes, while a green smoothie is just like fruit slop that goes in your body. I don't want to bag on it. I mean, fruit is good for you, but the nourishment is in that. Fruit is cleansers. Nourishment comes from vegetables. And when you drink the green juice, practically all of it is utilized in the process of digestion. And also, let me explain something else real quick. When we go to bed, we usually are bloated from the day's worth of eating. And then we go to bed, our body cleanses, we're breathing out carbon dioxide, all of this gas is being eliminated. And in the morning, our stomachs go down, we feel better. There's less obstruction in the body. The best time to get absorbable nutrients is first thing in the morning, because that's when your body is ready. It's ready to suck up the nutrients, and it's the most readily available, and there's not so much obstruction for the nutrients to get through. So this is the ideal time to do it. And when you drink a green juice, it's just pure liquid. When you do a green smoothie, these are good, but it's just like eating fruit. It's like a meal. So that starts the gas process. This is like a meal you're eating. When you're eating food, more fermentation's created, more gas, more obstruction in the body, and then till the end of the day, you become more obstructed. So it's ideal to do these micronutrients, absorbable nutrients, first thing in the morning. Now, green juice, carrot juice, vegetable juices. I know some people don't want to do a lot of sugar, so just do carrot with green or whatever. This is the way to get the most absorbable nutrients in the body. And there are other absorbable foods out there that are kind of like supplements, but they're really foods. That I would rather see someone doing these supplements rather than a green smoothie. Green smoothie. Green smoothies are good. They're not damaging to the body. You're going to get greens. You're going to feel nourished. You're going to get chlorophyll. That's great. But when we really want to play our nourishment game here, we're healing from disease. That's great. But we want to make sure we get nutrients. And here are some absorbable foods. Pine pollen. I have some back there. All these foods I should have brought them up here. Oh well. Pine pollen is a powder that's readily available. It just gets absorbed in seconds, easily digested. If you looked at the nutritional breakdown on pine pollen, it's crazy. Another one, royal jelly. I love royal jelly. This is how I probably get a lot of my B12. Royal jelly powder or liquid. I like the liquid better in the frozen form. The royal jelly, you'll feel it. It's just another one to get awesome nutrients, and it's readily available. A green smoothie, you're going to drink that. I mean, there's fiber, there's all sorts of stuff. And then minerals are very key. My favorite mineral supplement in the world is Quintessential. It even has RNA and DNA and omega fatty acids in there in like very minute quantities. I would definitely add these things to your regimen, all on an empty stomach. Quintessential first thing in the morning, pine pollen, royal jelly, green juices all day long. Crazy good. I'd rather see someone, if you want something sweet, add apple to it, but I'd rather use carrot because it's more nourishing than apples are cleansing. Sometimes I do a green juice. I try not to use apples much, but Angela likes apples sometimes. So I take my pine pollen and throw it inside the apple mixture and drink that because it tastes better. Okay, so this is about nourishment. Now, nourishment happens not from the solid food we necessarily eat, but the absorbable liquids we drink for raw foodists. And what we eat, my recommendation is to eat like 2 or 3 meals a day. Try not to snack in between meals. It just becomes a digestive mess up. But what happens is as years go by, you become cleaner, your body becomes more efficient, you require less food, and you just adapt to these types of habits. So I would recommend, and then what I would recommend is looking at our whole foods diet that I have on the website, www.therawfoodworld.com/wholefoods.html, has all the whole foods, I've talked about this before, that you can eat. Just, it's all about what we're leaving out. Your nutrition regimen has nothing about the food you're eating. The food, this will not make sense to many of you, but food is a detoxification regulator. It stops the detox. It makes it so if you're fasting, you're going to start detoxing like crazy if you're just drinking water. The food actually stops and makes the detox easier. That's why an intermediate diet with cold cooked foods is easier because you're stopping the detox. If you go to raw food, it's going to be more difficult and you're going to detox even more. So the food, you get nutrients from the fatty acids if you're doing fat and chia seeds and avocado or whatever. But the real nourishment comes from the vegetable juices and these supplements and other foods that we take on an empty stomach that just go right into the body. It's absorbed in 10 minutes, and it just all goes to the use of the body and healing and stuff like that. So there's nourishment. Man, I just went off like crazy. Okay, so that's it. I've got clips of Oria, but it seems like you'd have to wait a really long time to get to them. Should I do it? Okay. Oria. Let me calm down for a second. Here is a ridiculously adorable clip with Oria and her favorite playmate. Check it out. Up. Oh, she wants the camera always. Whenever these two get together, my heart just melts. I mean, my heart's always melting, but it's just crazy. Next is Oria, we mentioned in another newsletter that she's been saying mama. And I caught a clip of her actually attempting to say it. And it's just so adorable and cute. I've got to show it to you. But now she's like saying mama like there's no tomorrow. So check it out. Mama. 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 Okay, so that's nourishment for you. And this is Matt Monarch, and we'll see you next time at the Raw Food World TV show. The Raw Food.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.